Let's get it. Bitcoin is on a Black Friday sale. But why did this happen? Today we will take a look at Bitcoin, the bullish scenario and the bearish scenario, and try to determine just where it could be going in the near future. We will also be taking a look at one altcoin as requested by the Crypto Cabin community, so let's go. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Cabin. My name is Tom, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at this Bitcoin Black Friday sale, as well as one altcoin as requested by you guys. So if you're new to the channel, please scroll on down, leave this video a thumbs up, then hit the subscribe button and select the notification bell, and then click on all so you get notified when I post these new videos. Without any further ado, let's jump right into the charts here. Before we get into the charts, actually, let's talk about why it dropped. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stocks all drop amid reports of a new strain. So I think it's important to note that this happened everywhere, right? It's not just in the crypto markets. A lot of people are focusing on that. Of course, if you're following channels like this or any other crypto channels, you might think that this is a crypto-only related thing, but this has shown up in other markets as well. So things are dropping left, right, and center because of this news, or potentially because of this news, not necessarily because any of the fundamentals have changed for anything. It's just fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and sometimes the markets react irrationally, or quite often irrationally. And once news like that comes out, liquidations also start happening, and we have kind of that cascading effect on the way down. So lots of leveraged positions were liquidated, and this has been a theme this entire bull market, is that over-leveraged positions wipe out and the price starts to tank. So typically when something gets reported, there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That tends to lead people to move into less riskier assets, or move away at least from the assets that they have that are deemed to be more risky. And crypto is one of those things that is considered to be more risky at this point in time. So perhaps it makes sense that people are moving a little bit of money out of there. Bitcoin has taken a dump over the last day. We can see this daily candle has been close to a 10% dump. And we were talking yesterday, well, a couple days ago, I guess, we were talking about this purple support box here, which we got rejected off of at just under $60,000, well, just over 59,000, and then we had been able to hold support right at around 55.6 for a few days in a row. However, we have broken down and out of that. In my video from a couple days ago here, I believe this was actually yesterday, but it was recorded a few days ago. This is the descending wedge we were looking at, and at the time it looked like we were potentially breaking out. However, like I said, we didn't break above that resistance line, and so we got rejected. But we are still within this falling wedge here. We did get supported off of this trend line. This comes from the one of the previous all-time highs, and then we kind of had this sloping level of resistance here before it broke through again. But that is extended down, and we have found support on it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now. So that may be a new line of support. We also have some horizontal support coming in here at just under 53,000, and then this upward sloping line of support that starts all the way back here in July, and then we hit it again a few times in September and at the beginning of October, and then we potentially have that coming down here, and all of these things matching up kind of here right at around the $53,000 level. Last time we formed something like this, that we came down to test this upward sloping trend line, we also had a falling wedge. So it could look something like this. We had this pattern forming here, and then we pumped to the upside from the breakout. We pumped up roughly 56-ish%. So that was a nice move to the upside on that one. If we were to have a similar type of breakout, 50-some%, let's say broke out from there, we could see Bitcoin up at close-ish to $90,000, $85,000 to $90,000 relatively soon. This move here was over the course of about 3 weeks, so we could see Bitcoin get up there if we have a breakout here soon If we do not get supported by this line here, or all three of these lines, they're kind of all converging right around this 53,000, just under 53,000. If we don't get supported there, then we could potentially be looking for a drop down into this support box right here. When we switch over to the weekly time frame, we will also see that this level is going to be very close to where the 21-week EMA is. So that is normally a line that, or a level that gets supported in a bull market, the 21-week EMA. Once we break below it, we are in riskier territory. But then the next level below that we would be looking for is kind of the 21-week moving average, simple moving average, and then below that would be the 50-week. So we've got all of these still trending upwards slightly. So over the course of the next few days and weeks, we could potentially see these come up a little bit. So when you look over to the left side of the screen there, you can see all those values for the 21-week EMA, the 21 and the 50 simple moving average as well. 21 EMA, 52.5, and then the other two are under $50,000, but nothing too crazy. It would still be a higher low in this upward trending trajectory here. It is interesting to note, personally, this is just an observation, but the last two corrections have been just under the $10,000 intervals. So this correction from the first all-time high back here in April all the way back down, we had a correction to just below 30,000. Then we had a pump up to just over 50, and the correction came back down to just under 40,000. Now we've had another pump up, and we could potentially see a drop to just below $50,000 here, which would line up with some of these moving averages that we've got down here. However, all of these bottoms here came on some pretty big wicks, right? This is on the weekly time frame, but we did wick back up both times. So we could see a wick down to just below 50 and then have it come up and find support at around this $53,000 range. And that would line up almost perfectly with this support box that we've got here, of course. There's also the 200-day moving average in here as well. But if we were to come down into this support box, like I said in my last video, it would be a 30-ish% correction from the top, which is a very common correction to see in the middle of a bull market. So this 30% correction would bring us down to 48. That's where a lot of those moving averages are, or just in between there. Like I said, we could see a wick down to here and then come back up and find support on a weekly close, just above this 52.8 level. That is the scenario that seems to be likely. Shouldn't say likely. It is one possible scenario for sure if we are to do something similar than what we've done in the past. What would negate that is if we are able to maintain support on either this downward sloping trend line, this horizontal support at 52,800 roughly, and this increasing or rising line of support here. And again, these are all kind of converging for right around 52,800, and this would need to come to a conclusion before the end of the month or right at the end of the month. And then what would negate that bearish scenario would be if we were to come back up and break through this line right at the top of the support box. So 59,000, basically 60,000 is what we need to come up and break through again. So like I said, we could have something form like this where we kind of chop in here for a little bit on the daily, come down, and then start trending our way back up. And I wouldn't necessarily flip bullish short term until we get up through this support box there. So that would hopefully be something that would pan out the more bullish scenario. I don't want to see too much more downside. The bearish scenario, like I said, is we come through here, we maybe break down below this upward trending line of support, wick down in there, and then come back up and have a weekly close that is above that level at around $53,000 there. Another thing we could look at is fractals. So there was this pattern here, which looks very, very similar to what we are going through right now. So if we take this pattern and look at that as to where it came back down to touch, we drag this fractal up and over, and what do we see? We are following that pattern very, very closely, and we could see, again, a little bit more downward action. And this is, well, I don't know if it's just how I lined it up, but this perfectly lines up right down in this little pocket here. So this would play out by the end of the month. This is showing as November 29th. So we would have the weekend of potentially a little bit more bearish action, and then we could see upwards and onwards, which would, in my opinion, be very, very bullish if we do bounce off of this. Like I said, on the daily chart, this is a descending wedge as of right now. Descending wedges typically go to the upside. We did have a little fake out here potentially, or you could even drag that up a little bit more and it's still within the trend line there, so maybe not necessarily a fake out, but we do have that descending wedge there, and typically those break to the upside. So short term for Bitcoin here, in the next few days, we've got a lot of different levels of support coming in here, right at around 52,800. So we will need to see if those hold. If they don't, watch for a breakdown into the high 40s. So that's it for Bitcoin for now. I had a comment on one of my YouTube videos here wanting to discuss Scallop, which I have never heard of before. But basically it is a world's first DeFi powered accounts. It's an innovative fintech ecosystem for users that want a faster, more efficient way to securely manage their crypto and fiat in a single place. There are a lot of different services like this. I think they talk about their competitors in their light paper here. So Revolut, Wirex, Kasha, Crypto.com, Cody, Coinbase, and Nexo all are competitors in the space. I think basically what they're trying to show here is that they are a very tiny market cap, and a lot of these other ones have an extremely large market cap. So maybe they're hoping to take up some portion of that market cap in total. When we scroll down here, this is me looking at it literally for the first time. I just uploaded these before I started recording this video. Total supply of 100 million. It's also available on KuCoin and Gate.io, so you guys could go check it out there if you are into this sort of thing. I personally have not, because I am literally just looking at it for the first time. From what it looks like to me, this is going to be a European Union and UK sort of thing. Yeah, that is what they're going to have. That's who they're servicing anyway. So I don't know if it's limited to just one region, then maybe that might affect their reach, of course, across the globe, and therefore their market cap, but we will need to see what their development is like in the near future here. Let's take a look at their roadmap quick. Not extremely detailed. It's hard to tell exactly what they're up to. Check out their team. Well, always good when their team is front and center and they're not hiding themselves. That's always nice. Exchanges, partners, backed by a lot of different capital firms. Not bad. From a charting perspective, he was asking, or whoever made the comment was asking if this is a cup and handle. And yeah, I mean, this is the daily chart. That's what it kind of looks like. We've got a cup there. We've got the handle coming down there. This is also a descending wedge here on the daily. So those are typically bullish. Like I've mentioned before, this chart pattern anyway is bullish. It breaks to the upside. So you got a descending wedge here and then a cup and handle as well there. So those are both typically bullish patterns. But hey, if you're buying this project just to buy and hold and you believe in it long term, then maybe this is a good opportunity to buy. It's definitely not buying in this region here where you were potentially chasing green candles up there, right? Or in this region down here, like always, obviously it did run up, but chasing these green candles, not the best time to buy. You wait for these sort of pullbacks, and again, looks like we're having a little bit of a pullback here. So potentially a good time to get in if you are looking into this coin and you believe in it. So that is all for today, team. Thank you so much for watching. And if you got some value out of this video, please scroll on down, leave this video a thumbs up, and then hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 before the new year. That would be unreal. Let's try to make that happen. Also, hit that bell notification and select all so you get notified when I post these new videos. Normally I try to do a video on the weekend, but I am away with some family stuff this weekend. If I am back on time on Sunday, I will try to upload one that evening. Regardless of when I'm able to get another video up, I will see you next time on the next episode from the Crypto Cabin. Let's get it.